Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Chicago coming at you another vid for the Chicago Bros. God, I hate that meme. Anyways, I know I haven't done a video in a while, guys, and I'm sorry for that. I promise consistent content, but if you guys didn't know, I had the RLCSX champions this week, the championships, whatever you want to call them, and we actually made a good run. If you guys didn't know what that was, it was RLCS's final tournament. Since there's no lands, there's a huge NA tournament with the top 6 teams, and we ended up taking down FaZe Clan and then Rogue. And then if you guys didn't know, we actually played NRG in the semifinals. And basically, if you guys didn't know, that was my greatest series of all time in terms of how fun it was. Like, it was just absurd. I would recommend you watch it if you haven't already. And I'm sure a lot of you guys that are watching this video have already seen it. But basically, if you guys don't know, I'm doing it inside the mind of a pro. And this is basically going to be me breaking down like my team and my thought process about an RLCSX game, right? Like what goes on in my head and my team's head during such a high level, high pressures type of game. But if you guys are enjoying this type of content and any content I put out, I'm going back to the consistent content that your boy has known to do. And since my season's over, that's what's going to be happening. This is just a long intro, I'm sorry, but we're just going to be one long flowing video because we don't really need to cut this out and break it down because, you know, it's just going to be better raw. But if you guys want to see more games from this, I'm actually going to do only one game. And there were 19 total games, basically, out of 3 possible best of 7s. So I literally didn't know which one to choose. There were so many good options. But I just chose this one because I thought this one honestly had the most action. And it was kind of crazy. But if you guys want to see more / different series, you guys are going to let me know down below. Okay, this was too long of an intro. I'm sorry. If you guys stuck around for this long, let's get into it. But yeah, sorry, that was way too long. We're actually going to turn the volume down a little bit because I want to hear myself think. But yeah, so basically before, I'll point anything out if I notice, but we know NRG's like a very fast yet kind of defensive team a little bit. But what I mean by fast is they can literally go from your side. They could be a little bit, you know, more hesitant and play a little bit more passive, but then their mechanics and their speed could literally carry them onto your side in half a second. So that's why we knew like it's such a hard matchup, because you could have so much offensive pressure and then before you know it could just be a goal in your net because they're so good at getting multiple touches or beating multiple defenders when you think you have all the pressure. So basically, let me go back though. Sorry, that was basically just our game plan, and we had to keep that in mind, especially when you're playing against a team like NRG. So right there, you just hit the ball to the side, try and stall time so it gets away from the net. JNaps gets a really good follow-up. I'm not playing on 200%, am I? Anyways, so JNaps gets a good follow-up on my touch, which is really important against a team like NRG. You can't just be playing solo dolo, man. And the ball ends up going to the corner, which is an awkward spot for Squishy. And we can go back, and as you guys can see, it's super awkward the way JNaps hits it. And he's like, okay, I can't go off the corner here. So he backflips, and it pinches with JNaps. And JNaps absolutely slots it. But yeah, that's what was going on there. But yeah, our game plan and our motto was to try and do follow-ups, of course, be with each other, don't play just solo dolo. And as you can tell, I think it was at this point in the series, and this is the second best of 7, where I was like, I'm gonna go demo heavy. As you can see, I literally demoed 2 and a 3rd technically, even though I died 2. But yeah, that's my mentality. I talked to my team, I was like, you know what, we're gonna go more demo heavy, right? We're gonna want to keep pressure and be a little bit more aggressive and just, you know, be in their face a little bit more, not try and get them as uncomfortable as possible, make them maybe panic touch it to us a little bit more, get rid of the ball, and just like, so we can have more room to work. Because like, this is the perfect example. So I just demoed them 3 times, right, or whatever it was. That happened. So now when you're a team that's getting, Jury's demos them, when you're getting a team getting demoed this much and there's like so much pressure being handed to you, you get really scared, and you don't, there's another demo, you really don't know what's gonna happen. So you usually just default panic, send the ball away, kind of like Garrett did right there. Like, just so Jury's hits it, but Garrett thinks that we're already there because we've been everywhere, right? We've been demoing, we've been in their face, but because of that, Garrett's probably low on boost, wants to get the ball out, so he's just gonna clear it away as fast as possible. So that sets up a little passing play on defense that allows us a free air dribble. Now my air dribble was pretty poor because I needed to get a 50-50 there, right? So like we can have a teammate follow it up, boom, another demo, even though I went all the way back. So now, as you can tell, so far literally NRG's only doing solo plays, And even though that's super scary because it's NRG, it's a lot less threatening than when it's 2 people making a passing play or 2 people making a solo play to each other where they beat some defenders. So basically what I mean is right here, again, this is all stemming from the demos and aggression a little bit, in my opinion. So Squishy gets a little bit of space, so he's like, okay, I'm just going to air dribble it out, get a 50-50, sell some time for my team. So J-Naps gets a 50, Garrett's in good position, but now Garrett's air dribbling, right? So as long as we keep getting these successful 50-50s off, just like that again, we're going to have success. Because now there's 2 people who just went from the solo play, that's Garrett and Squishy, and it forces Justin thinks he has a clean beat, but ends up J-Naps has a really good positioning and a really good, you know, follow-up from Dreez's 50-50, which is really well done. And then they overcommitted, probably because they were super antsy about getting bumped, a little bit angry. But yeah. So right now, I've already had 4 demos in the first minute or something. Absurd. So we're up 2, but at this point, and this, especially against every top RLCS team, I would say, but a lot of the ones you know can strike offense quick, which is like a kind of an Envy, an SSG, a Rogue, an NRG. So basically the top teams. You really, in my opinion, don't want to go defensive minded and just sit on your goal line for the next 3 minutes, because you're going to end up giving 2 goals eventually. They're going to find a way to happen. So right here, we get a good little passing play in mid. Except one thing NRG was doing really well is watching our passes and our midfield passes that were kind of obvious, like this one, really well. So right here, I honestly didn't think Squishy was here, so I wanted to fake it and then dribble. But Squishy read it and basically just slotted it, and Dreez thought I was just going to have a clean 50 or a beat, so that's why it was just in the net. It floated. Kind of it was a poor play from me. I could have just easily 50-50'd it, but I also think that at that point we're like, all right, we got to watch out. They're definitely watching our follow-ups and our passes, right? So we got to be careful. But again, this is where you don't want to play to lose, but you still want to play to win. You don't want to play to lose, because there's a difference between wanting to win and wanting to not lose, right? If that makes sense. Honestly, lucky positioning there, because the 50-50 came right to me with the boost. And your boy's hunting for demos. See, there's that like follow-up double touch by Garrett that's just like every NRG player can do, and they're on your side in a second when they were just on defense. That's a bad double commit by me. I'm pretty sure Dreez had a really good touch, but I just cut him off. Honestly, that's a really good demo. Like, okay, I don't even mean it in a way to pipe myself up, but just in general, if anyone does this demo, if you ever see 2 of your defenders back and you're rotating back to defense, don't just rotate back unless you absolutely have to. You can take an extra second or 2 to chase the midfield guy or the next threat in offense away. So that's what my game plan was there, because I knew Garrett was really not in a position to score whatsoever unless he pulled something crazy off. So what I did was I was like, okay, I'm gonna take an extra second, go out of my way a little bit to demo Squishy, and then Squishy accidentally guessed the wrong spawn and it ended up being a goal, just because it opened up so much space. But that is such a like niche thing that people don't really recognize at high level play, like even high level ranked. Like people will do that. You can take it. You'll have that time. Dreez almost scoring that double. Is so close. You'll have that time to have that extra half second to go for that demo instead of just rushing back when there's no point, right? Because you can just rush back and get back with your teammates, but they could still might as well score. But if you remove a whole player, it becomes less of a threat. Bro, how many demos have I had? 6? I am just actually Arsenal 2.0. I am a rat. Okay, anyways, we're up 3-0. 2 minutes left. Still a long time. We still kind of that same mentality. We don't want to just sit in net and let them just try and block every shot. This honestly isn't a good touch. I should have kept this closer. And the main reason is because like this, if I don't have a follow-up, which I probably were in comms, I can't really remember off the top of my head. This is something I should hit with my wheels, catch, and then go for another touch so I can get a 50 and just stall time for Dreez to get back as well as J-Naps to be in position to follow something up. But instead, I used my little boost that I had where I could have got a follow-up, and I just gave it away. And now because I gave it away, they were able to get a passing play. We're forced to make a save. That literal save just forces out a clear from us, which they read because they played the clear. They played where is likely going, and then because of it, the low boost that affected me earlier made me not be able to reach that backboard, and because of it, Squishy had a good follow-up. Just from that one little play by me where I couldn't catch the ball where I should have. I think that was more of the nerves and the panic probably getting to me, where I should have just controlled it a little bit, and then, you know, so that wouldn't have happened. Basically, 2-3 now. A little bit scarier. That's just, that was a crazy play. I don't even think they meant to do it. I think if Garrett would have shot that, I would have had it. So that's the good thing. Make sure not to use my boost if I don't have to when recovering. Try and slam this forward to a teammate. Good 50-50. Honestly, really wanted to challenge early. I wanted to challenge off Garrett's first touch, but then I realized his first touch wasn't that great on his dribble. So I would have a little bit more time to line up my challenge. So again, want to put pressure on their goal line. So yeah, as you can tell, we've clearly stopped demoing as much. And because of it, energy feels a lot more free. That was super scary. I meant to flip, but as you can hear, I double jumped. But yeah, as you guys can tell, when we stop demoing, look how comfortable energy is to be aggressive, grabbing our boost, like controlling the ball. Like, look, they'll go for air dribbles, they'll go for passes, just because we stopped bumping and stuff. And now we're the kind of the team in that panic mode. Poor placement from me. Could have had a way better shot, for being honest. All right, 20 seconds. Surely we can't throw, right? Okay, what do I do here? Again, not the greatest touch, but we do get a follow-up, so that was my intention. But again, if I was looking back at it, I could have just controlled it. Me and Drees just slamming heads. Now, this whole play is where everything kind of broke down. I'm pretty sure Drees had no boost and he needed that back one. But we ended up bumping each other, so now he's like, okay, I guess I'll stay upfield. And then this clear happens, and I think I probably think he can cut it off, but then he's like, no, you go. So I try and make an effort and stall a little bit of time for him to get back, but then they go for that passing play, which kind of forces Drees to hit the ball directly at Squishy, and Squishy does a good job slotting it. But that was more of a defense breakdown than energy playing it well, if I had to be quite honest. But yeah, OT. Now this one's a crazy one. Reed Simmons, if you guys know, you know. Dead. Rip. So right here, this actually kind of worked out better. My depth perception can literally sometimes be absolutely horrendous. And right here, I believe it was because I think I told JNaps to, I said leave it, or I said yeah. Let me think. What did I say? Sorry for the pause. I think JNaps asked if I could get it, and I said yeah, but he also said back pass, so we thought that I said yeah to the back pass, but I was actually saying yeah to leave it, and he ends up like pinching it with Justin, and then I hit it into him or something, or he hits it into me with Justin's pinch, something crazy. But it ends up working out because he takes control, takes up the ball, which is really good because now we got energy on the counter attack. They're on the ropes, right? I had mid boost is there for me, lucky spawn. But yeah, look at energy. They're all in the same spot heading back. So I know when I go for this aerial, I'll be uncontested, so I should have a free hit. So I know that they're also three all right there. So the only place I'm aiming for is literally left side of the net. So because of it, I just slotted it. That's about it. It was a really good pass. The only reason I was able to score that because how fast the pass was. But yeah, literally everyone on our team in this game played well. Like everyone did everything really well. And there were some mistakes, and you saw energy capitalize. But that's how good they are, and how, you know, exciting and high level Rocket League is nowadays. But that's gonna be it for this one game. Again, it was just one game, but it was a 14-minute video. So if you guys want to see more like this, maybe from other series, maybe more games in this NRG versus G2 match, let me know down below. These are actually a lot of fun to make because I like describing it, and I like to tell you guys what I'm thinking. I think you guys like it too. But yeah, make sure to sub, like, anything. I'm back to the consistent YouTubes. So yeah, let's blow this channel up. No cap. Over the summer, what we doing? But anyways, have a great rest of your night, evening, day, afternoon, morning, wherever you're at. But I appreciate you guys for watching. But that's it. Your boy Chicago and the Chicago Bros out. Peace.